The first time the alien woman grabbed my wrist and whispered, "It's swelling, please help." The station's gravity failed. And that was the least impossible thing that happened that night. The lights in Dock 9 flickered from white to warning red, bathing the refugee ring in a slow pulse that made everyone look like ghosts. I was just a field medic, earthborn, contract-bound to patch up traders and smugglers who didn't want questions. I wasn't supposed to notice the way her voice shook, or how her knees buckled as if the deck had tilted beneath her. But I did. And when she sagged against me, clutching her abdomen through a threadbare dress, I felt the weight of something far bigger than pain. Because she wasn't human. And she was terrified. She had 4 fingers like glass reeds and eyes that caught the red light and bent it. Her skin shimmered with faint bioluminescent veins, beautiful, yes, but also wrong in a way that set alarms ringing in my head. Refugees like her passed through all the time after the accord fell apart. Most kept their heads down. Most survived by not asking for help. She asked anyway. "Medical," I said, louder than necessary, dragging her toward my clinic alcove as the crowd surged back from the gravity stutter. "Clear a path." No one moved. Fear makes cowards of us all. I should have let her go. That was the smart play. But that was only the beginning. Inside the clinic, the gravity stabilized with a thud that rattled the instruments. I locked the door and eased her onto the table. She gasped, hands pressed tight to her belly, eyes wide with a panic that didn't match any injury I'd seen. "It's growing," she said. "I can feel it." "What's growing?" I asked, scanning her with a handheld. The device screamed errors. Unknown physiology. Unmapped organs. I swallowed. "I need to examine you." She nodded, jaw clenched. "Please." "If it ruptures." She didn't finish. She didn't have to. I lifted the hem of her dress just enough to expose her abdomen. This wasn't intimacy. It was tria. And still my breath caught. Her skin was translucent there, as if meant to reveal what lay beneath. And beneath it something moved. Not a kick. Not a spasm. A coordinated shift, like petals unfolding in time with her heartbeat. Lines of light traced a spiral under her skin, swelling outward, pulsing brighter with every second. What I saw next changed everything. "This isn't possible," I murmured. My scanner went dead. "Is this an implant?" She shook her head, tears welling. "A burden." The station shuddered again, harder this time. Over the intercom, a cold voice announced a security sweep. Unauthorized lifeforms to be detained. I felt my stomach drop. They were coming for her. I looked back at the spiral. It wasn't just swelling. It was assembling. "Listen to me," I said, forcing calm into my voice. "Whatever this is, we can manage it. But I need the truth." She met my gaze, and in that moment, the alien logic everyone warned us about cracked to reveal something painfully human. Shame. Fear. Hope. "I am a carrier," she said. "My people were engineered to survive extinction. We carry the last cities inside us." I laughed, a short, disbelieving sound. Then I saw the pattern resolve into architecture. Impossible angles, self-supporting lattices folding into place beneath her skin. A city, yes. A seed city. Alive. None of us were prepared for the truth. The door alarm chirped. 30 seconds until forced entry. "They'll dissect you," I said. "Or sell you." She nodded. "That is why I ran." Another pulse rolled through her abdomen. She cried out, fingers digging into the table. The spiral brightened, and I realized with a jolt that it wasn't growing uncontrolled. It was responding to stress. "Pain accelerates it," I said. "We need to slow this down." "How?" she whispered. I hesitated. "By trusting me." I administered a sedative calibrated for unknown metabolisms. A gamble that could kill her. Her breathing eased. The spiral dimmed. The city slept. The door began to melt. I had a choice then. Turn her over and keep my license. Or burn every bridge I had and run. I pulled the emergency release and dropped the clinic into shadow. The back panel slid open to a maintenance crawl space no one used anymore. I wrapped her in a thermal sheet and dragged her through as plasma chewed through the door behind us. But that was only the beginning. We moved through the station's bones, past cables humming with stolen power and old blood. I could feel the city under her skin, warm and heavy, like a second heart. She came around as we reached the abandoned hydroponics bay, eyes fluttering open. Why are you helping me? She asked. I didn't have a good answer. Maybe because Earth had taught me what it felt like to lose a world. Maybe because I was tired of choosing the easy wrong. Before I could speak, the bay lights flared. Armed figures dropped from the catwalks, black armor, no insignia. Not station security. Corporate hunters. Dr. Hale, a voice boomed. Step away from the asset. Asset. I felt something harden in my chest. She's a patient, I said. The leader laughed. She's a womb with a price tag. The alien woman screamed then, not in pain but in fury. The spiral under her skin blazed, and the air hummed. Vines in the hydroponics trays twisted toward her, leaves unfurling at impossible speed. The bay breathed. Wait, this is not what I expected. She can interface, I realized. With systems. With life. The hunters opened fire. Plants surged, tangling rifles, cracking visors. I pulled her behind a console as the bay turned into a storm of green and light. This will kill you, I shouted over the chaos. She shook her head, eyes glowing. If the city is born here, it will take the station with it. A choice inside a choice. Birth or escape. Survival or sacrifice. I rerouted power, opening the bay's outer iris. Space yawned beyond, stars sharp as knives. The plants froze, leaves shattering into ice. Can you hold it? I asked. For a moment, she said, already trembling. I grabbed a portable containment field, illegal, unstable, and slammed it over her abdomen. The spiral resisted, light flaring, then compressed, folding inward like a star going nova in reverse. The hunters charged. I stood my ground. Back off, I said. Or you get nothing. They hesitated. Greed fights fear poorly. I triggered the field's ejector and hurled it through the iris. It vanished into space, a glowing cocoon tumbling toward the void. The hunters howled. What have you done? The leader screamed. I didn't answer. I was watching her. She collapsed, the light gone, skin opaque again. The city was gone. Or so I thought. Silence fell, broken only by the hiss of venting air. The hunters retreated, empty-handed, cursing promises. I knelt beside her, heart pounding. I'm sorry, I whispered. I thought. Her eyes opened. Weak. Alive. You saved it, she said. You gave it time. I frowned. I threw it into space. She smiled, small and fierce. Seed cities are not so fragile. It will grow where no one can cage it. The station alarms died. Gravity returned. Life, stubborn as ever, went on. Weeks later, she stood on a freighter ramp, wrapped in new clothes, no longer shaking. We had become fugitives together, moving between ports, helping where we could. The galaxy was larger than its cruelty if you knew where to look. Will you find it? I asked. She nodded, gazing at the stars. When it is ready, it will find you. I laughed. Me. You lifted the veil, she said softly. You chose life when profit demanded death. The freighter engines roared. She paused, then pressed a hand to her abdomen. For a heartbeat I saw it again, a faint spiral, a promise. None of us were prepared for the truth, she said. But you were willing to see it. As the ship lifted away, I realized something that would haunt and warm me in equal measure. Humanity wasn't special because we were strong. We were special because, when faced with the impossible, we still chose to help. And somewhere in the dark, a city was growing that would remember that choice forever.